Mods. More mods. It's all I have in stock for all of you, especially animations. Combat, sprinting, walking, eating, drinking, shitting, sitting, you name it. Ask and thou shalt receive. Today, I'll look into some useless but undoubtedly immersive mods that will enhance your game with minor details, even if there are features that you even forgot about, hence why they're useless. Hell, I even forgot I could just whip out a pipe and start smoking like Gandalf, or like an OG from the hood. Well, in this video, I will stray away from all the cool combat mods in their glory, and instead pry my eyes towards the underrated and unnecessary immersive mods that you must have in your load order. Diving in, we have Immersive Interactions, Animated Actions. This mod makes interacting with things and people a lot more lively, not in the dirty way you're probably thinking right now. Not that there aren't mods for that already, but interactions where you can now applaud bards after a performance or give occasional hugs to some good friends you made along the way. Want to go pet the doggo? Just walk up to and interact with it and you can give the good boy some pets. The useless mannequins you see across the game are now actually useful, as you can use them for training and you gain a small boost of health and stamina, which will be useful for combat. There are also animations for things such as looting and lockpicking, which you'll definitely see frequently. If you're an alchemist and like to go cherry picking, you'll also see animations for harvesting ingredients. There are just so much more animations to this mod that I could literally spend a whole video on it if I wanted to. With that said, this mod has so much more you can do with the environment around you, and it makes the game feel more alive, so go check this one out. Goedia Animations, Enchanted Staffs. I know I've mentioned that I wouldn't be focusing on mods that enhance combat, but just hear me out this once, I promise it's worth it. This mod focuses on the animations for staffs during combat and non-combat gameplay. These cool new animations inspired me to make some staff mage playthroughs, especially since you get to look like Gandalf as you shoot fireballs at some bandits, or preferably that annoying cunt Brave. Another great thing about this mod is that you can have an optional non-combat animation for staffs. This means you can literally make an old man with the white beard as if he were Gandalf walking around with his staff. Pretty neat, right? Pipe Smoking SE. Oh, you're gonna appreciate this mod if you've considered the previous one, as if I haven't talked about Gandalf enough, now you can literally smoke out of a pipe and walk around with a staff looking all badass just like this old man. I find it hilarious that this is even a thing, but it's really cool for making certain clips, I guess. You can make a pipe out of firewood at a forge and you use elves' ears to fill the pipe. I could only imagine what smoking elf ears must feel and taste like, but trust me, I kinda don't. But yeah, this mod is literally just smoking from a pipe. I hope it was worth mentioning Enchanted Staffs prior to talking about this mod, since now you can be a badass exactly like Gandalf. See, I told you it was worth it. Gesture Animation Remix. Are you tired of talking to lifeless NPCs that just stand there as they shout like they're angry, but show no emotion through body language? Yeah, me neither. But this mod fixes that. When you're in an active conversation with NPCs, they tend to just stand there and stare at you while they converse with you. Just like Rhea from The Companions, she exclaims that she killed a bear. Wow, very impressive. And she sounds joyful about it, but her body movements don't help express that joy. But with this mod, she now shows body language as if she's expressing her emotions. And NPCs now finally express these emotions with gestures as they talk about certain topics, which is certainly making NPCs more lifelike. This definitely makes talking to them more immersive, and this is how it should have been in the first place. Conditional Expressions, Subtle Face Animations. This is another mod you probably won't pay attention to after installing it and messing around with it for an hour, especially if you mostly play in first person. It adds facial animations for your character depending on the situation they're in. They will appear angry when entered in combat, or you can see them munching if you eat something. This mod certainly complements a mod like eating animations and sounds, where you can get eating animations while your character appears like they're munching. EVG Conditional Idols. This adds animations for your character based on their current condition. If your character is low on health, you can see that they are visibly wounded since they hold their wound with their arm. If they're in a cold environment or blizzard, they will fold their arms as if they are cold. Your character will also endure headaches whenever they use up a certain amount of magicka. What's so cool about this mod is that your character has 2 stages of being fatigued once they use up enough stamina. This is one of the mods that you can truly experience if you play in third person. Similarly, EVG Animation Variants adds alternative animations for NPCs and the player. This includes new animations for when an NPC or the player holds a torch, bonus points if you use a first person mod, new stances for guards throughout the holds, new walk and run animations for children, and also new injured animations for NPCs and more. So, Lokis Wade in Water and Wade in Water Redone are 2 separate mods, but I mashed them since the original mod, Lokis Wade in Water, had issues, and that's where Wade in Water Redone comes in. What Lokis Wade in Water does is that it changes the player's speed when walking through certain depths of water. The steeper the lake you walk in, the slower you will move. This is the kind of stuff you see in other games such as The Witcher 3. This mod had issues with engine limitations, but that's where Wade in Water Redone comes in. It fixes those issues so you can have a smooth experience as you walk or run in water. I actually love Sleeping Expanded, animations and NPC reactions. Ever wondered why NPCs never gave a shit that you woke them up in the middle of the night to ask them something stupid? With this mod, NPCs will react to you waking them up in the middle of their peaceful slumber. Now, when you decide to wake them up, they'll make sure you regret it. They become absolutely livid and pissed that you ruined their sleep, just like how I asked Falk Firebeard if General Tullius respects Jarl Elisif in the middle of the goddamn night, and he got fucking pissed at me for doing so.
Oh yes, I trust you have something vitally important to tell me. Important enough to interrupt me in the middle of the night, hmm? Of course he does. What sort of a question is that?
This definitely makes NPCs full of character. Use those blankets. If you actually utilize the sleep function on beds, this mod goes well to complement that feature since you can now finally sleep on a bed using the blankets like a normal person. Especially since Skyrim's weather is cold and bitter as hell. Ragnarok Special Edition adds and changes rugs throughout Skyrim. Newer detailed rugs will populate various interiors that bring life to the ambience. These rugs not only improve looks, but also enhance performance because of the lower VRAM usage as a result from fixing the vanilla rugs issues. As an enhancer, JS Rumpled Rugs SE allows rugs to be, well, rumpled and rugged to sort of give the idea that these rugs have been trampled on for some time. As a bonus, you get the amazing feature of fixing the rumpled rugs, which, let's be honest, you probably will just ignore since the rugs do have a feature that allows them to get rumpled again after some time. But hey, immersion is immersion, am I right? Animated Forge Water. For all of you blacksmiths out there, you will be so ecstatic to hear that the water by the Smith Forge now has its own animation. Isn't that amazing? Now smithing in Skyrim has finally surpassed all of its limits and capabilities. The water uses whatever water texture you have and is now animated so you can smith with your full potential. And finally we have animated tentacles for the glowing mushrooms. The name says it all. This mod is so goddamn immersive just like the last one that you must have them installed. And if you don't, what the fuck are you doing with your life? All this mod does is add physics to the tails of glowing mushrooms. I'm sure you'll appreciate these shrooms having their tentacles swing around in motion as you explore a cave or a dungeon. There you have it, folks. We just broke down the most important mods you absolutely need to have. I hope you all enjoyed this collection of absolutely useless immersive mods, and remember kids, pop a cold one.